Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
All right, everyone, what's going on? Welcome to your Tuesday night edition of Unscripted, live as always, episode number 361 in total, inching ever so closer to that sweet 365 right around the corner. But I can't do it alone. Of course, we all know my cohort in crime, my analyst, Jay McLovin. What's going on, brother? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, man. I wrestled the DMV. I survived. Helped Mel her work. I survived. So life is good. She made me a little sippy cocktail to take the edge off. And the Astros are winning, but we play Baltimore tonight. So, Logan, I don't know, man. We'll find out, I guess, by the end of the night how I do against Baltimore.
Yeah. Hey, like you said, we'll see how it goes, man. And hopefully you guys can get the win. Hopefully we get the win against the Pirates. And, hey, man, we're looking forward to it. But before we get into our topics tonight, please check us out on social media. Of course, easiest way to do so, check out any of the links we're going live to right now. Of course, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, you name it. We are live there. All Twitter as well. Linktree has the one-stop shop pretty much for all of your social media links. But here we are anyways. Unscripted, of course, on Facebook. Unscripted Guys on Twitter and now called X. TikTok, Unscripted Sports, as well as Unscripted Sports on YouTube and Twitch as well. And Jay, one more thing before we get into it. Of course, Stat Guy says number 6 from this time last week, talking about is the Big Ten setting up to be college football's premier conference with college football right around the corner, Jay. It's what you need to get you geared up for the year. And it's a great read from Stat Guy, our guy Dustin Reese. And like I said, go check it out. He's got some great works already, and I'm sure he's got some more coming down the pipe very, very soon. But Jay, as we all know, our opening segment, we're already going to start the show, but we're going to go back home. Jay, it's close to home. It is your time to shine, my friend. 10 minutes on the clock. The time is yours.
Yeah, I don't know how much shining we're going to do, but we're off to a good start. we're off to a good start, man. Right now, as you know, our record is 64-49. Again, we're on a one-game win streak. We'll see if we can get it to 2. We'll see if we can get it to 2 tonight. Again, which I knew was going to happen. It finally happened. It needed to happen. Corey Jones started off the season hot. I mean, the dude was hitting everything. 265 batting average. I mean, rookie season, first time out the gate. The guy was just electric, right? Had great outfield skills, was hitting the ball well, and then he went into some kind of weird slump. I don't know what happened to that boy, but he went into a slump. I think he was like 0 for 46 last time I checked. So they were going to make the obvious move. It had to happen. It needed to happen. They made the move. They put Corey Jones back down to AAA, okay, which is fine. He just needs to go there and regroup himself and figure out what's wrong with his mechanics. Maybe he's not seeing the ball right. I don't know. But they did send him back down to AAA. Again, when they sent him down to AAA, he went down there with batting a 245, 6 home runs, 32 RBIs, 15 stolen bases in 86 games. So it's not like he had a bad rookie outing. He just fell into a slump, and unfortunately, it's postseason, and that's just what happened. When you go to postseason, if you're not producing, they're going to sit you down, and then, of course, they're going to throw McCormick up into your spot, And they said they may bring up another player at a later date. We'll find out who that's going to be. It may even happen tonight. They may find out. It looks like maybe a guy named Singleton, last name Singleton. We'll see what he can do.
John Singleton, I believe.
Yeah, John Singleton. So we'll see what Singleton can do tonight. That's the latest at who they're talking about. But we'll see if that comes to fruition. But I want to talk real quick. We're going real fast. The last game, we split the series, as you know, with the Yankees. I know Frankie was happy with that. He was just happy to get one win. We gave him two. But again, 9-7 on the last game. Or excuse me, on the first game. I apologize. The first game was 9-7. Went over the Yankees. Myers hit. Or am I wrong? Was that last game? Yeah. No, I was right. Last game. I apologize. Last game was 9-. My brain gets left sometimes, Logan. 9-7 win over the Yankees. Myers hits 2 ribbies. That's 6 RBIs. Let me get my finger down. That's 6 RBIs last game. Carlos Rodon, obviously, you know, he got the mound. He didn't do too well. He wound up, I think, leaving out like the 4th inning, quote unquote injury, whatever. I think he's back on the IL. I think Rodon rides the IL, like a few other things that I cannot mention here. The Astros went deep, like I said, 4 times. 2 of the 4 times was Myers. The other 2 came by the way of Alvarez and Martin Maldonado. So that's kind of where you fall there on the home runs. Jordan Alvarez, like I said, he just come back from injury. The guy's just playing well. Again, Urquidy, he's coming off the 60-day IL, which is way more than 60 days, as you know. And he went 3 1/3, 3 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks, and a strikeout. So not great, but not a bad outing either for Urquidy on his first time back from that shoulder issue. But my boy, the guy that I want to stress in this game, the guy that really should be starting in this series, but I think because of it being his rookie season there, they put him down to the bullpen. But J.P. France, they put him in the bullpen, like I said. But last night he did go 3 1/3 innings, and he did not give up a hit, or excuse me, did not give up a run, and he wound up getting the win. Now J.P. France is 8-3. With a 2.75 ERA. Now, Logan, the boy is 8-3 with a 2.75 ERA. Went 3 1/3 against the Yankees and didn't give up a run. But for some reason, the Astros felt like we needed to put him in the bullpen.
I don't know, Jay. I don't know. I know.
I'm just saying.
I know you're scratching your head. And I know here lately you've been really high on the JP France train. I mean, you've been outspoken about how he has been one of your best pitchers here lately. And why they choose to put him in that bullpen is kind of that 6th starter, you know what I mean? Is that long relief pitcher? I don't know. I mean, especially when you're in a, you know, when y'all are fighting with Texas to try and get that 1 spot, or, you know, fighting back and forth all season, which you know, if someone else in your bullpen or in your pitching rotation does struggle, I mean, that's an easy fix right there. Just just switch those 2 guys out, and it'll be easy.
And, you know, and the thing about it was when I called on J.P. France, you know, and off the bench, Jim Cross does a lot of heavy coverage down there with Mississippi State, Tennessee, LSU, all that kind of stuff. And I asked Jim, because I really didn't know much about J.P., I said, what do you think about J.P., man? Is he going to be all right? Is he going to be good? We're calling him up. We don't know. And according to Jim, he said he's trash. He's not going to be anything. He's going to be this, that, and the other. But I got to be honest, Jim Cross, you know I got mad respect for you. I love what you're doing on and off the bench, but maybe JP just hit a different gear. Maybe the Houston pitching staff, like I've been saying before, we have a really good developmental farm system. And maybe we just turned what, in his opinion, was trash into a gold mine at 2.75 ERA, 8-3. So I'm just saying, the boy looking pretty damn good if you ask me. But anyway, that's another day, another time. Let's get into real quick tonight's upcoming series, which starts off with Baltimore, number 1 in the AL East. It'll be Valdez, 9-7 with a 3.07, 1.07 whip versus Rodriguez at 2-3 with a 6.09 ERA and a 1.50 whip. So we do have the pitching, quote unquote, on our side. We'll see if that comes to fruition. On the offensive side, again, the Orioles they're mad hot right now. They're coming off a sweep against the slumping Mets. So I don't know how much that really carries weight. But at the end of the day, a sweep is still a sweep, and they're all riding the hot tail. So, again, that's what's going on tonight. Javier versus Flaherty in Game 2, and then it's going to be Hunter Brown versus Kremer in Game 3. So that's your lineup for the Baltimore-Houston series in terms of pitching. Real quick, I'm going to break it down super quick. Houston's batting average is, and I'm giving you team stats. At this point, I'm just giving you a quick team stats. We're going to figure out who has the edge in which category. Houston's got a 248 batting average going against Baltimore's 253. So that tells you right there, Baltimore has the slight advantage. The on-base percentage, Houston's at 320, and Baltimore's at 321. So that's almost a split. And Baltimore will edge it out by .001. Slugging percentage, Houston's at 415. Baltimore's at 422, so Baltimore does get the edge there. But then when we get into pitching, this is where the tide turns. The ERA, Houston's at 3.78. Baltimore's at 4.04. And the opposition's batting average, Houston is holding the opponents to 241, and Baltimore is holding it at 245. The last time I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to wrap this up, is on the away. Houston is 33-24, and Baltimore at home is 35-21. Houston is considered the favorite in this game, and I always say defense and pitching wins championships. So if you go by that rule of thumb, and the fact that we edge Baltimore slightly on the other categories offensively, Houston should do well. Honestly, Houston should do well. We'll find out. The series tells all. The stats just give you a prelim. So we'll find out, but first game is tonight.
We do have Anthony Price coming in saying, where my broom's at for the Orioles against Houston. So we know where Anthony lies in that discussion, who he thinks is going to win that series.
Hey.
Price. Also, Frankie coming in saying, hold the brooms. Oh, man. Hey, we'll see how it is.
And let's be honest, we would be doing Frankie Cruz Jr. a mad props if we beat the Orioles and sweep them and take 3 games off of that lead for him.
I'll tell you, dude. Hey, Frankie, his team needs all the help he can get right now. Last place, which is hard to believe.
And that's not really what hurts him. What hurts him the most is not that he's like 14 or 15 games out of first. What hurts him the most is that even in the wild card, he's 5.5 back.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of work to do. The Yankees have a lot of work to do if they're going to climb back into this series. I'll tell you, though, from what I saw of the Yankees, there's a few bright spots on that team. There really is a few bright spots.
I mean,
but there's definitely some deep spots, too.
That's true. Like I said, they're not scrubs by any means, but just had a rough season overall. We'll see if they can maybe flip that switch here with a couple of games left in the last few months. But, Jay, let me speak my piece. As you can see, I got the Cubs logo. Me and our boy Dustin Reese made a little bet. We just said, hey, we talked about money at first, and then he said, you want to get a hat? I'm like, I got money for a hat. So I said, I'll wear the Cubs logo for 3 shows, Tuesday to Tuesday, and he accepted it. So this will be the logo you'll see, Jay, except for our unscripted logo, which is, of course, in the right-hand corner. Like I said, I'm not slighted by it. It is what it is. We know Cubs won the series 2-1. So tough series loss there. Braves fell to the Pirates last night. 3 straight losses. They went on a 3-game win streak, Jay. They went on a 3-game losing streak, but right now up 1-0 against Pittsburgh currently going to the bottom of the first inning. So hopefully we can keep that lead there. But like I said, I'm not too stressed about it. Hey, I will say though, the lead in first place is dwindled down from 10 games to just 9.5. I know, right? Yeah. But
I'm panicking.
No, yeah. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. Tough loss, but Braves still trying to get their footing. It's not like they're losing every game. They're still, in their last 10 games, 6-4, still above 500. I believe they were 5-5 in their previous 10. So they're still treading water, right? They're still doing it at a higher clip. Not as strong as it was, but, I mean, the rest of the division still lagging behind the Phillies right now. They're still, like I mentioned, 9.5 back. They won 3 straight. The Marlins have really fell from grace. I mean, earlier in the season, like they might have been the favorites to compete for that second spot or even that first or second wild card, but not anymore. They've really just kind of fallen off there. I believe 14 games back at first place. The Mets, we've already discussed them to high heaven. How they have just not even really they've failed the most this MLB season. Talk about the Yankees, talk about the Cardinals, talk about anyone else. It's the Mets. That's the main one right there. And Nationals, I mean, the Nationals. It is what it is. Like I said, hopefully we can get the series win against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Our team who came out the gates kind of hot, but here lately have been kind of down the dumps. They're 10 games out of 500 currently. But like I said, Braves, I feel good about them still. Hopefully we can get back on track and get a few wins tonight, Jay. But hey, that's just how it is, man. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. Hopefully we can get back on track today. Like I said, I already got the early 1-0 lead, and we'll see how it goes. JNS chiming in saying, what do you guys think about where the Diamondbacks are currently sitting? So, Jay, let me get the schedule or the standings pulled up here for the Diamondbacks.
Their Diamondbacks have slid down quite a bit.
So they've lost 6 straight games. They're 2-8 in their previous 10, and they're 9 games back of first place in the NL West. Let me get the wild card standings, though.
While you do that real quick, let me just say this.
Yeah, and so
Arizona came out so hot.
Yeah, in the wild card, they're about what are they? They're 2 games back of the second wild card, I believe. So they still got a little bit of ground to make up there.
And that's the thing, right? I mean, even if you fall back on the standings and you just don't think you can make first place in your division, you still got a pretty good shot because I think there's 3 wild card spots they give out.
There's 2.
Is it just 2? Well, one of them's a play-in, isn't it?
Oh no, sorry. Okay, my bad. No, sorry. It is 3. So it's the 2 and 3 teams play each other, then to play the number 1 seed. That's how it works.
Right. So you got one. I mean, you still got 3 opportunities to get into the playoffs if you can't win the division. And so Arizona being 2 games back, if they can find the mojo that they had at the beginning of the season, then this team could do something. And look, in baseball, teams could get hot. That's the thing about baseball, just like football, man. You're never really truly out of it. If you get a rally going, I mean, anything can happen. But really, it's got to start with that pitching, and then that offense has to do their part. The offense has to average at least, I've said this before, they got to average at least 3 runs a game to give that pitching staff time to do what they need to do if they want to win the game.
Yeah, JNS also said, remember I said don't jump in it too early. That's a good point. You can't go too hard in the first half and then just flip in the second half like Arizona's done. I was trying not to get too excited in the first half. Kept saying it's 180 games, a little bit less, 162. But hey, there's still a little bit of time, Jay.
I don't know where those 180 games come from. It'll be some baseball people.
My God, that'd be crazy if it was 180.
Could you imagine if you're a pitcher and you win 180 games? Oh my Atlanta, man.
Hey, Jay, back in what, like the 20s and 30s, those dudes were pitching complete games on 150 pitches like it was nothing. But times have definitely changed since then. Medicine has gotten a whole lot better. Jay also said it feels like 200. Oh, bro,
it does.
Those 162 can drag. That's just how it is, though. That's how it is. Jay, once again, it's time. Immaculate Grid. We've been doing these for about, I think, 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
We're going to the
They've been rough. Court. They've been rough.
Go to the basketball court. Maybe the power, Jay, of the U.S. men who got the win against Puerto Rico in the scrimmage game last night. Maybe they can lend us some help here. As long as they do better than the women did. Oh, hey. Like I said, the men are tuning up. The men are tuning up. We might touch on that in final thoughts. We don't have it as a main topic, but we'll probably touch on final thoughts. But teams we got here, we got Charlotte Hornets, Los Angeles Clippers, Denver Nuggets, Brooklyn Nets, and the Phoenix Suns, as well as the category of 5 assists per game. What was that? 5 assists a game for a season. So that is it. Let's see, Jay. I can go ahead and probably give you one for the Clippers and Nuggets. One who got traded was Bones Highland this past NBA trade deadline.
Oh, that's nice.
Give me Bones. There we go. First one came to mind there. All right. Where do you want to start? You want to go Nuggets? Who's a Nugget who's just done 5 assists a game for a season? It's got to be Jamal Murray.
Right? Hey, what's that point guard over there?
Jamal Murray?
No, I was actually going back to the old school Nuggets, man.
Who are you thinking?
Let me come. But hey, we'll go with Jamal Murray. I mean, that's an easy guess. It won't be the low one that I wanted.
No. Jamal Murray. Yep, 12%. We got John Suggs coming in. Clippers and Suns is Jared Dudley.
Yeah, Jared Dudley. That's
Dudley's
a good one for the
40
Suns,
teams.
Clippers.
Yeah, so that's
Clippers. Did Chris Paul play for the Clippers at one time?
Yeah, of course. So Clippers and Suns, Jared Dudley. Also, Jared Dudley played for the Nets as well. 2%. Nice one there.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan for
Clippers and Nets is DeAndre Jordan.
Let me tell you something. DeAndre Jordan is another one of those guys, I swear, has played like Sammy Watkins has played for like 1,000 teams.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I swear, I really think any grid on here, you could almost put DeAndre Jordan in, and you're going to get a win.
Honestly. Same with like Jamal Crawford and a few, mostly just bench guys who have bounced around. Here's a good one here from John. Dennis Smith Jr. for the Hornets and Nets.
Yeah. That is John. That's a good one. That is a good one. Let's go with that
Hornets
one. Hey, for the for Brooklyn Nets on the assists, I got a feeling.
Hold on. Nets and Hornets. That was not Dennis Smith Jr. Oh, John, you cost us.
Damn it, John.
John.
God.
Yeah, as you can see, Jay, as you can see, I do have Dennis Smith Jr. That is the right one. I don't have the excuse of there was an older player.
Oh, man. That's all right. I'm not going to give that a job, man.
But let's go with 5 assists a game for.
Hey, I was going to go. Didn't Steve – no, not Steve Nash. Didn't Jason Kidd – go Steve Nash on the Suns. That's an easy one.
Steve Nash, too easy.
And let's go Jason Kidd.
I hope it works because I know Kidd played for
He
the
played
New
there
Jersey
for a little
Nets.
bit. I mean, if you don't want to go Kidd, then obviously you're going to go the natural spot of Kyrie Irving. You're going to go Kyrie Irving, you're going to go Jason Kidd. But I feel like Kyrie Irving is too easy. That's why I don't want to use him.
Yeah, Jason Kidd.
Let's go with Jason, man.
All right, so we got 2. We can only get 2 more correct. It's really just Charlotte. I mean, that's the one we've not touched.
Bro, Charlotte is such a hard team for me. The only one I really paid attention.
What about one of the Plumlees?
Oh,
I know they played for
yeah.
And then which one? Mason? Is it Mason that played for Denver and Charlotte? I think it was like.
I think Mason Plumlee.
Hold on, let me see what the names are. So we got Mason, Miles, and Marshall. I don't think it's Marshall, but I would go with Mason just because he's played the longest.
Yeah,
you'll rock with him.
We're taking a chance on this one.
We are. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, there we go. Actually, Jay, 36%.
Bro,
higher than I thought.
I don't know how we got.
All right, all right. So we can only get one more right. Fortunately, we can't complete the grid. But if we go 8 of 9, Jay, I still will not be upset in that regard. So Charlotte Hornets or Brooklyn Nets or the Phoenix Suns.
I like Phoenix easier. I think Phoenix is the easier one. Let's break down who's on Phoenix right now.
What about Kelly Oubre? Kelly Oubre, he played for Phoenix, didn't he?
I know Oubre's played with the Hornet. I mean, with the Warriors. I know he played with the Warriors. I don't know with the Suns, but let's give John Suggs. Or let's. Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah,
we're gonna go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, Jay Ness is even chiming in. If Jay Ness is chiming, that's a Phoenix dude.
Phoenix and Charlotte. Show me Kelly.
I feel good about. If it's wrong,
no, we got it. All right, 8 of 9, Jay. I'm not upset. That's a solid option. Let's look at the highest choice. Gerald Wallace for the Hornets and Nets.
Oh, Gerald Wallace. Damn.
Wow. Okay. So let's look at the popular answers. Mason Plumlee was the most popular answer, surprisingly. Clippers and Nuggets was DeAndre Jordan. We have that flipped.
Well, we definitely got Kidd and Nash, and we got I said
Jokic,
Paul for the Suns.
Yeah, let's see. So Jokic was 5 assists. That was that was also another give me. I was just thinking point guards. Kidd, Nash, Paul, Blake Griffin played for the Nets as well. I think he's still.
Dude, Blake Griffin, that's another dude that's
played. Who's been on a few teams. Oh man!
I mean, when did he start out? Didn't he start out in Sacramento? I think.
No, he started off with the Clippers.
Clippers.
Right, then he went to I think Detroit. Clippers. Then he went from Detroit to probably I think Brooklyn, then Brooklyn to Boston. I think he's with Boston now currently.
I knew he was out. I knew he started his career out there in California though, and I knew it wasn't the Lakers, so I was either thinking it was probably going to be either the Clippers or it was going to be maybe for some reason I had Sacramento in my brain. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, Jay, not bad, but let's go into some fighting action. We do bring up boxing here every so often. This was the most popularized fight. We'll get into the most intense fight up next. Jake Paul getting the win against Nate Diaz. Unanimous decision win for Jake Paul. First off, Jay, did you watch it? And if you did, what did you think of it?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I did. I watched bits and pieces of it because the wife had me on husband duties. But before I get my little thing there, since Jay Ness is hooking us up, man, I do want to do a shout out for Jay Ness and Catching Hands. Since we're talking boxing and boxing is what we're talking about today, Jay Ness is doing a lot of things with the ASAP Network. So catch out Jay Ness if you're into that. If you're into boxing, he's got some good stuff, good content that he's putting out. All right, Jake Paul obviously beat Nate Diaz. I'm before I get into this, I'm just waiting for the day that Jake Paul and Logan Paul just go at it.
Oh, that'll probably be later in their careers.
It's got to be, but at some point, Jake has got to take on his brother, and let's just go at it. But anyway, but he does call out. But let's go. Let's say who Jake Paul does call out. He calls out again Nate Diaz, but this time he wants him in the UFC. Now, Jake, it's one thing to bring a guy from UFC into your world of boxing because you're just using these, and that's it. So that's kind of more your realm than it really is Nate Diaz's realm. But that's all you're using is these. There's no kicks. There's no takedowns. There's none of that stuff. So you're really going into a world that you really don't have a lot of experience in. Not that you had a lot of experience in boxing, because truth be known, any true professional boxer most likely would knock you in the ground anyway. So you're doing these what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? You're doing these professional stunts. Let's just call them. They're stunt fights. They're stunt fights, right? Yeah. Because what was that? He took on Tommy Fury and lost to Tommy Fury. So and Tommy Fury. And look, let's be honest. Tommy Fury is not even at the top of his class. He's probably at the middle of his class. They're not even taking on like some of the higher ranked boxers. Okay, so let's just call it what it is. Okay, but anyway,
that's it.
He got him on points.
He's got him unanimously. But
hey, look,
a different world.
It is a different world. It's a whole different world. But Paul hurt Diaz. He got him quick, man. He got him quick in that first round. Like he honestly put it on Nate right off that first. And I don't think. And look. Nate Diaz did recognize the power punching that Jake Paul has. Okay, so I think he wasn't ready for that power, and I don't think Nate Diaz was ready to put on as much weight that was required of him to fight Jake Paul. So he really was fighting out of his weight, and he was not the same type of puncher that Jake Paul is. And unfortunately, in the MMA world, they don't use punching all that. I mean, they use it, but they use a lot of other things too. So it's really a different world for those guys. They can use their fingers. Yes, you can use your fingers in boxing. So keep that in mind. But anyway, Diaz pay-per-view fight. They said if it's going to happen with Jake Paul, it's going to have to be more than the $10 million that Jake Paul and their fight Real Fight Inc. Real Fight Inc. is wanting more from Jake Paul's fight company if they want to make that happen. So it's got to be way more than just $10 million. So we'll see if that happens. But at the end of the day, Logan, Jake Paul landed 174 punches. Nate Diaz landed 143. And honestly, Jake Paul landed a lot more of those power punches. And he did a lot more of the jabs, almost 3 times as many jabs as Nate did. So Nate really got taken out by Paul. Yeah. But I want to give Diaz props. He got knocked out in the 5th. He got back up, finished the fight. So Nate Diaz, hey man, I still salute you, brother. Yeah. And I know for a fact if you fight in the UFC that Jake Paul is going to get his bell rung.
So the thing with this, Jay, is none of the guys he's fought, the MMA fighters, are pure strikers in terms of punching. We know Anderson Silva, he was great at kicks as well as submissions and whatnot. Tyron Woodley, he was a wrestler. Ben Askren, also a wrestler. Diaz he was probably the best puncher of all these, which is why you saw that he was able to tag Jake Paul a few times. It wasn't like you say, it wasn't like he just had no idea how to throw a punch. We know that Diaz just know how to throw punches one way or another. And I know I did see a few clips of whenever they were fighting up close. Nate put him in a guillotine choke for half a second. He's just like, "Hey, I got you. If this does go to MMA, you are done, my friend." So that would be interesting to see if it does go that way. It has been, I would say rumored. People have talked about it, saying, "Hey, you're beating all these MMA fighters in boxing, but can you beat an MMA fighter in MMA, or can you beat a boxer in boxing?" And we saw with Tommy Fury that was not able to happen. But so we'll see. We'll see who the next fight is. Obviously, he's drawing in tons of money. That's just how it is. He's bringing in a whole new crowd to the sport of boxing. And as much as we trash it, Jay, and we say that he could be tarnishing the legacy of the sport, he's bringing in eyes. You can't deny that. He is bringing in eyes, and most importantly, Jay, he is bringing in money. John Suggs said they should do it bare knuckle fighting.
Woo-wee!
Good grief. Also, John, I did look this up. Dennis Smith Jr., he is currently on the Brooklyn Nets, but the thing is, Jay, he has not played a game. So that is why it does not count, because he has not played an official NBA game with the Brooklyn Nets, I believe. That is why. So, John, technically you are right in the Immaculate Grid, but since he has yet to play a game in the regular season with Brooklyn, that is why he did not count in the Immaculate Grid. That's just how it works. So it's not my rules. That's their rules. So
yeah, but John Suggs said, "Yo, we champions. I don't care what."
I'm gonna say I will say we got that though, Jay, because Dennis Smith Jr. currently is on the Brooklyn Nets, expected to make the roster, all of that stuff. So if it ever comes back in the next 5 months or whatever for these two teams, Dennis Smith Jr. will be correct at that point. Let's keep moving, Jay. Going to the real fight this weekend: Tim Anderson versus Jose Ramirez. And my gosh, what a scene this was! Man, it was fun to watch. We don't see a whole lot of fights in baseball, and Ramirez with a killer right hook.
Yeah, here's the thing with that, though. I mean, a lot of people are clowning Anderson for, getting knocked down. But Anderson, if he watched it, they watched that fight. He had some people that were kind of getting around him, getting in front of him, kind of pulling him back a little bit. He wasn't truly squared up one-on-one with Ramirez.
Yeah.
There were other people around them, and that kind of, his focus wasn't where it needed to be. And honestly, Ramirez he was lucky. He got that good right hook in there at the right time. And he did. He put Anderson on the ground. Okay, Anderson's a big boy compared to Ramirez. Okay, let's just keep that in play. But like I said, Ramirez, for some reason, Ramirez had an issue with Anderson at the play at second base when Ramirez took a headfirst slide and wound up underneath him. Apparently, Ramirez got up from the head slide and basically put the finger in Anderson's face. Well, okay, if you put a finger in somebody's face, I guess you're going to throw down. And that's pretty much what happened. They both started jawing at each other. Anderson squared up first, then Ramirez. Then the punches started getting thrown, the jabs, and then people started getting around them. And then that's when Ramirez slipped the right hook and put Anderson on the ground. What a time. And I got one thing to say. Hey, look, guys, I'm glad we got a free fight in there. It's great. But if you really want to make some money, save that crap for pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a great idea.
I'm just saying. Come on.
I mean, this was wild, Jay. It really was. And I was thinking about pulling the clip out. I don't want to get copyright, so I'm not going to play it. But Frankie brought up a good comment here. He said, "Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson." That was what the Guardians radio announcer. That was his call on the fight. I don't know if you heard that, Jay, but it was great. He said, "Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson." I mean, it was great. John also comes back. He says, "Talking about baseball, what team were we talking about when they were 3 games back and said they would be able to double that games back this week? Is it that team up north?"
Oh, hey, real quick. Hey, I do want to say what's weird to me, Logan. Right. And I'm gonna give. He said Hispanic, bro. I'm gonna give this question to you and let you talk about this too, because this is what I found this to be interesting. They only got 3 game suspensions. They didn't really get much.
No.
A very light slap on that. If you look back at 2016. There was another fight, and I don't remember the guys that fought, but there was another fight back in 2016 where they squared up on each other, and those dudes got 8 game suspensions.
Yeah, that was Odor and Batista, I believe.
Odor and Batista, right? And those dudes, hey, they got 8 game suspensions. How you gonna give 8 games in 2016 and then only 3 games in 2023? I don't understand that.
So I'm trying to find it here. So Anderson got suspended for 6. I think because he initiated it. He was the one who shoved him first. That's why. Ramirez got 3, and a bunch of other players obviously were in that, but those were the main 2. So, yeah, I mean, baseball's weird with their suspensions. They really are. But I mean, I feel that God, isn't this just kind of like a symbol of how the White Sox season has went? Just
Right.
one failure after another after another. I mean, God, there's reports of Jay. I don't know if you read it. I know Frankie did. The guy they just picked up from the White Sox at the trade deadline. I think Kim Middleton, I believe, is his last name.
Middleton.
The relief pitcher.
Yeah.
He was saying, Jay, that guys were sleeping in the bullpen, that there was no authority really, there was no culture, and that it's just pretty much the inmates run the asylum. That kind of scenario. You know what I mean? That players can kind of do whatever they want, and the manager and owners, whatever, they just kind of sit back and let it happen. And I mean, Jay, this is a team that 2 years ago, I get it was during the pandemic, but still, this is a young team with a lot of potential. I mean, Tim Anderson was looking like one of the brightest shortstops in the league. I'm not saying he's awful or anything is necessary, but as a team in general, they've really just taken a downward spiral. Honestly,
this is the same team that beat the Astros in the World Series back in, I think, the early to mid
05, 06,
05, 06. So I mean, hey, it is what it is. But hey, it blows my mind though that he got 6 games instead of 8. And remember, Anderson, if you're gonna fight somebody, never have your arms parallel to each other. Get them dukes up in front of the face. Protect that, because if he would have had them hands up around here, he could have protected himself from that blow from Ramirez and still stayed in the fight.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
They would have time to be alive, man. And we just got off the boxing subject too.
It worked out well. All right, well, Jay, another heavy hitter here. Ezekiel Elliott hoping to find a team. Pretty simple question. Who's going to pick him up? Well, I mean, it looks like there's 3 teams rumored. I know it was the Jets, the Bengals, and then the third team slips my mind. But who? Oh,
you know who the third team was. There's 4 teams, to be honest with you.
There's 4 teams.
So it was Patriots, Jets, Bengals, and none other than my boys, the Dallas Cowboys.
Going back.
About re-signing them. I mean, I think Jerry's thinking, well, what if Pollard's not, all the way there by the time he's supposed to come around? We don't really – Ron Jones just got busted for what was it, drug possession or something like that, performance-enhancing drugs or something like that nature. So Ron Jones is out of the lineup for a hot minute. So really, we don't really have anybody. So I think Jerry's thinking, I'll go pick Zeke up. I'll get about $8 or $9 million, and we'll keep rolling. I think that's what I would be thinking anyway, because at this point, I mean, you're either going to do that or what are you going to do? Maybe go get Dalvin. Because if you want to spend the big money, the $10 million, probably go for Dalvin. Fournette's not going to ask too much. You might be able to get a cheap Fournette. Or did Fournette already get signed? I think Fournette got signed.
Let me check. I'm not.
I think Fournette got signed by somebody. But you know who's out there? Oh no, Jonathan Taylor. They're not going to trade Jonathan Taylor.
He ain't leaving. Now Fournette also looking for a team.
So Fournette's out there. I mean, there's still some running backs out there.
Fournette also visited Tampa.
Kareem Hunt's still out there too.
It seems like he might be going to. I saw his name get brought up.
New Orleans. I saw him talk New Orleans.
Because Kamara, we don't know what the heck's up with him. He's got his legal woes.
I think he only got 3-game suspension though.
I forget how many off the top of my head.
Yeah, he went to Manfred. Is it Manfred? I forget who they're damn.
No. You're thinking of Goodell.
Tagliabue, whatever his name is.
You talking about Goodell?
Goodell. Thank you, man. My brain is shot when I come to these. No, the commissioners. I always get the commissioner names left and right. But
also, he said the Browns could be another team since, like we just mentioned, Kareem Hunt.
I don't think he goes to the Browns. He may get signed by the Browns. Yeah.
Let's see. Hunt didn't sign. He hasn't signed yet. Hunt is still out there. It's just rumored, Jay, that he is going to the Saints. That's the latest rumor.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So
it's the Colts. So
hey, if I'm Dallas, I'll probably take a look at Kareem Hunt. To be honest with you, I like Kareem Hunt. I do. I like Kareem Hunt. I like Kareem Hunt more than I do Zeke. I'll tell you that.
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't see that. I don't know if Zeke's going to fit in with Patriots, Jay, just because Stevenson had a really good year last year out of nowhere. Harris is a solid backup. I don't know if it would be much of a big move if you switch those two guys, honestly. The Jets, we know Breece Hall is their number 1 go-to back. So Zeke would be that third down guy, which I mean, honestly, wouldn't be a bad idea for him. But I don't know. I mean, there's some teams out there. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really think there's one that you can look at and think that is definitely a great fitting spot. I mean, especially with so many other running backs still. And Jay, training camp has started. The preseason starts this week. These guys don't have teams.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette, three guys who, 3-4 years ago were top of the league. And now they can't find a team to get them.
I'm really surprised. My biggest thing, I'm really surprised that Dalvin hasn't.
Okay, so I didn't know Damien Harris is in Buffalo. Okay, I forgot that, Frankie. Appreciate that. So that would be a good idea, I think, for the Patriots.
They still have Steven. The Patriots still have Stevenson.
Stevenson's there. He's probably gonna be their starter.
Yeah. So I think if I'm the Patriots, I think I pick up Zeke because Zeke's going to be cheaper than Dalvin Cook's going to be. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But again, maybe they go after Kareem Hunt. I think Kareem Hunt Kareem Hunt could really fit in a lot of different places, truthfully.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to be as expensive.
No, he'll definitely be cheaper. He definitely will. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Jay, Thursday, we're going to talk some preseason football. That's going to be fun to do, man. The Falcons play on Friday. I know that. I don't know when the rest of the teams play, but man, preseason's already here. That is wild to think. Also Thursday, we're gonna have just our official announcement of our fantasy league. We're getting everything tied up with that. Should be having everything ready to go. Back again, Jay. This is what our third year doing this, I think. Third year.
We're in year 3 of it.
Year 3, and all of us are still looking to get a win the originals. Myself, Frankie, Jay. We're still hoping to win.
As well. I do something this year. We can't lose another year at our own fantasy league. We gotta at least win one damn time. I'm not expecting Frankie to get it. Look, I'm not expecting Frankie to get it. I think he might be an outside. I think he might be an outside, but I'm our dark horse. But I'm the true one. Look, we all know that last year in that 20-team league, I was a lone hope. Okay, but the lone hope got beat.
What you mean?
The lone hope got beat. Okay, it is what it is.
Hey, I got to the finals. I almost got it.
That's why you did get to the finals.
I got all the way to the championship. I lost.
That's only because we paid a few of the teams to take a.
Oh yeah. I lost, bro. I'm still upset about it. I lost by I think less than 10 points. I was so sick with that. I saw that. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
I don't know, man.
5 points to Kenny, I believe, last year's champion, Frankie's buddy.
Hey, all I know is, let me ask you this, Logan. Who drafted first? Hey, who drafted number 1? Who drafted number 1 last year?
Was that you?
No.
Who was it?
No, remember, I was mad. I was so mad. I was drafted number 8. I drafted number 8.
Ah, okay. I think I was a little bit.
No, you know who. You know. No, wait, watch this. I bet you Frankie knows who drafted number 1.
Oh, yeah?
Frankie knows.
Oh, God. Hey, I think I got later than I got 16 or something. But it worked out though. It did, just with the way the draft worked.
Yeah.
That's the thing this year though, Jay. We're limiting it down, cutting it down. 20 was fun. It was chaotic. Don't get me wrong. It was very fun. But if your guys got hurt, you were screwed.
Absolutely.
Because all the other top stars were already taken. By the rest of the league. So we're cutting it down to, I believe we said 12 this year.
Right.
The maximum. So that way we're going to have some wiggle room to pick up some players who are going to be, swapped in.
We need some. Dang.
I know. Yeah, I'm about to say last year was pretty much whoever you drafted, that's who you stuck with. There wasn't many trades. There wasn't a lot of the swapping going on. But hey, John, this is a good topic, Jay. We might hold this one for Thursday. I want Frankie to talk about this one. He said, do the Yankees think about moving on from Aaron Boone this offseason? John, we'll talk about that more on Thursday. I think that deserves more than just a few seconds.
And also, we need to talk about who was the worst manager, Girardi or Boone.
Hey, Girardi got championship. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's true. Yes, he does.
Frankie said drafting first sucked last year. All my boys got hurt. Yeah, I know Frankie did go on and just some awful streak of just his guys getting beat up. It was a
poor Frankie.
But hey, it's the new year. Like I said, we're going to have an official announcement on Thursday. Once we get everything in order, we're finalizing it up now. We're also going to figure something out for episode 365, Jay, which will be next Thursday. If we do have a show this upcoming Saturday, which all signs point towards it. So we'll have something big planned for that. It'll be a fun time. But Jay, do you have any final thoughts? Any other final thoughts before we get out of here for tonight?
Yeah, I better draft better than 8th.
You better get something. Oh, yeah.
And, hey, look, every year, I don't know what it is. Every year that I draft and I get put into a fantasy league, I always get middle of the pack. I have never had the last pick because I think the last pick could be beneficial too because then you get the double turn, right? So you can get 2 high-profile players right there at the end, or you can get 2 impactful players right there at the very end if you're doing your homework. So the last position isn't always the worst one. It really isn't. But I would because you get double dibs, and so for that reason, I'm like, look, man, either draft me first or draft me last. Just don't put me in the middle again because I hate having to fight every year for that one new guy. You gotta find those. I have built my whole life in fantasy league through sleeper picks, and I'm tired of being a sleeper pick. Damn it! Don't put baby in the corner. Stop putting baby in the corner.
And hey, Jay, I will say I had one sleeper pick go absolutely berserk last year. I just brought him up, Ramondre Stevenson. He was like the 6th best running back in fantasy, and no one had ever heard of him. But I did
Frankie knew him though. Frankie knew him.
I know Frankie did, but outside of Frankie, I don't know who else did. Final thoughts here. We did put it as a main topic just because we're so disappointed, so upset. Like I said, we are keeping this on the field. United States Soccer Women's National Team. Their 3rd World Cup is not going to happen. 3rd consecutive. They fell to Sweden on a heartbreaking penalty kicks on Sunday. Lost 5-4 in the PKs, and the women are out. The earliest exit in their history. They had went, I believe it was something along the lines of like 250 straight minutes, which is a couple of games without scoring a goal. So they just their feet went ice cold. They got cold feet. No,
especially during the penalty kick.
Yeah, I'm about to say you scored 4, but you needed 5. So tough loss there, man. Tough loss. But World Cup continues. I think the round of 16 is set. If not, it's going to be set tomorrow. So we'll as it gets closer and closer, we'll get more in depth in that. What else happened? Jay, have you heard about the Baltimore Orioles and their announcer? What happened with that?
No.
Oh, so
we did that. The Baltimore's announcer isn't that Robeson or
not the one we had on the show? No, not her.
Okay. Oh no, because she calls the plays, I think, doesn't she?
I believe she is the play-by-play announcer. I believe.
I think she's a play-by-play.
Radio. Right. So this one's for the television side.
Okay.
So his name is Kevin Brown. No relation to any of their pitchers in the league, but he basically said, Jay, when the Orioles were playing the Rays, just bringing up stats, he was like, in their last, and don't quote me, last like 15 series, the Orioles have lost like 14. And that's going back to like 2018. And they had a graphic and everything else set up, Jay.
Yeah.
But Kevin Brown got suspended indefinitely for some reason.
Wow.
The Orioles management said, we don't like you talking negatively about our team. Jay, even though they had graphics and things set up. So
wow.
You suspend the guy, the on-air talent, but you don't do anything about the graphics people, the ones who put it in game notes. The whole it wasn't like he just said this off cup. This went through channels, Jay, and he has been suspended indefinitely because of that. But yeah, just let's see if
it's right. If his information is right, let me know.
No, it is 100% right. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip here, and I'll play it. Just because, dude, it's I can't understand it. It wasn't like he said anything awful. It was like he said, "Oh yeah, these guys can't hit nothing." He's just stating a fact. Let me. I'll scroll through Twitter trying to. How many
times I've heard Astros broadcasters say some negative things about the Astros? And look, if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, okay, then we got to beat. But if you're right, hey, you know what? Just quote the truth. Just put the truth out there. We're all right.
All right. So Jay, let me check this here. Hold on. All right. Yep. So I'm on Twitter here. Let me see here. So, first off, let me know if you can hear this. I'm not sure.
For the Orioles, Brandon Hyde has felt like
a little bit higher.
A little higher.
Maybe the toughest ballpark to play in, but the Orioles have a chance to do something special
right
today.
There. Start from the beginning one more time.
At least to split in the series. Would it be for the Orioles? Brandon Hyde has felt like this has been maybe the toughest ballpark to play in, but the Orioles have a chance to do something special today. They've already clinched at least a split in the series winning 2 of the first 3, and they could pick up a series win behind Tyler Wells today. It's been a minute. The Orioles split a 2-gamer with the Rays in June. They had lost their last 15 series here at Tropicana Field. You have to go back to when our now colleague Brad Brock picked up the win in the series finale, June 25th, 2017, the last time the Orioles won a series here at St. Pete. Already got 3-2 at the Trop this year after winning 3 of 18 the previous 3 years combined. It is a stark difference, Ben, and it is not a bad Rays team. It's not like all of a sudden the Rays became slouches in the American League East. They've led this division every day but now 2, and the Orioles once again are back alone in first place.
Yeah. I didn't notice anything obscene there, Jay. That seemed like
so basically what we're hearing from this is the Orioles management was butthurt because he put the truth out there.
It certainly does seem that way. We wish Kevin, we wish you the best. We hope you get back on the airwaves, whether if it's for Baltimore or another team, because I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Baltimore lets you go, someone will pick you up. But yeah, come on, that we have.
Let me ask one question. Do you think the guy to his left that's co-broadcasting with him? Do you think that after it happened, he said, "Man, I'm glad they gave him the lines and not me"?
Oh yeah, after seeing this. Oh man, no, but honestly, and I'll wrap this up. I mean, dude, he said nothing wrong. There's stats for it. There's graphics made for it. He should not have been suspended. And like I said, it's an indefinite suspension. So we don't know when he's coming back. If he's coming back, we don't know. So that is a shame. And like I said, we hope Kevin gets back on the air, whether it is for Baltimore and if not, for another team. Jay, any other final words before we get out here tonight?
Yeah. I hope Kevin goes down there and files a wrongful lawsuit for wrongful termination. Yo, Kev, you can still get some unemployment. It's going to be all right. That's all I got.
Oh, man. Well, hey, Jay, we enjoyed having you on the show as always, my friend. Like I said, episode 361 is in the books. We'll see you on Thursday for episode number 362. Talk more about our fantasy league and all the other fun stuff happening in the world of sports. My analyst, co-host, Jay McLovin. I've been your host and producer, Logan Landers. Enjoy the rest of your night, folks. We'll talk to you again on Thursday for another live episode.